All right, we got a question for you today. And the question is one that I want you to ponder and really consider this. You may end up coming up with more than one answer for it. I certainly could. I'm going to give you my big one answer after I ask the question to you. But I want you to consider this, and I want you to consider it understanding fully that you are the adult in this equation. You are the coach. You are the teacher. You are the parent. You are the leader. You have a lot of people who are looking up to you, figuratively, of course, but for many of us, literally as well, because we coach children. We teach children, and they're smaller, a lot of times younger than us and smaller. They look up to us. We are role models for them, whether we want to admit it or not. Young coaches especially, I want you to think about this and think really hard about this, because this is something that as you continue in this coaching world, you're going to really have to commit to. For those of us who are older and been at it for a while, we have to recommit to it, because there are times where I'm sure many of us at advanced ages think, well, it's okay. You know, I'm a lot older. I can, whatever it is, fill in the blank, and that's okay. So what am I getting at here? Okay, here's the question. What could you start or stop? What one thing do you need to start or stop right now to be a better role model for your athletes, for your students, for your children? So I want you to think about this. We all were human beings. We are not perfect. We all have our flaws. One of the principals I worked under, Gary Kane, really good principal, great supporter and proponent of student activities. And he used to talk all the time about how we fall short, and he said, nobody falls short more than I do. And that concept that we are all going to at times fall short. So recognize that, understand that. But then what can we do so that the next time we don't fall short? So what is one thing? Now, you may have more. Then maybe you might need to prioritize them. But what is one thing you could start doing or stop doing that would help you be a better role model for your kids? So here's the one I'm going to talk about, and that is drinking Monster drinks. Oh, I should have brought a can out. I have been addicted to Monster energy drinks since probably around 2005, 6, 7, somewhere in there. I was the athletic director, and I don't know if I was still coaching at the time, but in a little town in Washington called Granger, Washington. And my wife was the middle school principal, and one of the guys she worked with, rest his soul, Nigel Clark, had such an impact on so many young people in so many different ways. What a great guy. And although Nigel, I'm still a little upset that you got Lisa at the time a wee bit hooked on Monster energy drinks, the low carb versions, and I tried one on a drive back to Montana on a vacation just to kind of give me a little boost, a little pickup, and it was like, oh yeah, I liked the little pickup, but I liked the flavor. Well, eventually the energy was not the thing for me anymore, but the flavor, I loved it, and I never stopped drinking them. And I've stopped them at times and then pick them back up. Stop them at times, pick them back up. And then I realized I don't want my kids seeing me drink those. My own son, as he got older, would say, Dad, you got to stop that. Dad, you got to stop that. And even imploring me that I never fully stopped. And it's been just a terrible habit. I would even try not to let my kids see the Monster energy drinks and my athletes, and they saw them, but because I was embarrassed. I'm ashamed of it. In February of this year, my wife and I started a no sugar challenge, and boom, I dropped the energy drink. I dropped the Monsters. I dropped sugar. And it was great. And I ended up going, it was a 3-week no sugar challenge, and then we gradually reintroduced some things, but we've tried to stay with it for the most part. But I stayed off the Monsters. I went for 3 full months without trying one. And then the day we were heading up for my surgery, we stopped at a gas station on the way up, and I said, you know what? I'm going to be off a little bit for a while. Let me have one. It's been a while. Took a couple sips. I was like, I don't really, wasn't all that interesting to me. On the way home, now I'm, kind of on the pain meds, and, we're stopped at the place, and again, have another. I only took 2 sips and threw it out. I was like, I've been cured. Unfortunately, the following week, I thought, I'm going to have another one, try another one. And it's now been 6 weeks where haven't been every day, but it's been too many days. And it's like, Scott, it's time to stop again. Okay? That is a bad habit. I know it's bad, and I have to have better discipline. And this is what this always comes down to. What kind of discipline do we have? I'm going to do a lot more on discipline over the course of this year. I'm going to be doing some writing about it. It'll make its way into a course that I'm going to be doing and some presentations. Certainly I talk about discipline, but I'm going to do more on this about discipline, because discipline is one of the absolute most important elements that we as coaches need to have, and we need to teach our kids to have. And I certainly am lacking discipline right now when it comes to the Monster Energy drink. So that is one thing that I definitely have to stop if I'm going to be a better role model for my kids. Whether it's athletes, students, doesn't matter. And so it's time for me to get committed to stopping. Maybe you'll be able to help me out, and you will kind of be an accountability partner for me, and every once in a while check in and say, hey, are you doing your Monster Energy drinks, or have you stayed off them? Come on, you can do it, stay off them. And so anyway, what do you need to do? All right? How about you scroll down and leave a little comment and let us know. Be a little vulnerable here. I just was, and be a little vulnerable here and say, I need to stop, whatever it is. It might be something like that. It might be how you treat them. It might be how you fly off the handle at things. It might be, I don't know what it is. You know what it is though. Okay? What do you need to stop, or what do you need to start that'll help you be a better role model? And then, are you going to do it? Are you ready to make that commitment to your kids? Because they certainly deserve that from us, and we need to be better than that. If we're going to ask of them to make sacrifices, we need to do the same. So I didn't know this was going to go over 7 minutes. I thought it was going to be a little quickie, but kind of got into my explanation of monsters, and also wanted you to give you some time to be thinking, well, what is it that I need to do? So I'd love it if you'd spread this one around, and send it to others and ask them the same thing. What do they need to do? So if you're somebody new who has not heard, there's my dog barking. If you're someone new who has not watched us before, do me a favor, subscribe to the video, but also scroll down below and answer the question. What do you need to start, or what do you need to stop to be that much better for your kids? We'll talk to you again next time. And I think my dog might want to as well. All right, see ya.